Hello! So it's been a while since I uploaded the first part of our vacation vlogs, but we're finally here with part 2. This video I'm gonna cover our next couple of days, still in Japan, days 3 and 4. This morning we decided to hit up this cafe called Penny Lane, which we had actually seen the day before when we visited Tokyo Solamachi in the morning. It wasn't immediately obvious to me, but I later understood that this is a Beatles-themed cafe. So this bread that we got, it looks absolutely amazing and beautiful, but it was okay, a little too oily for my taste. And we decided to grab coffee while we were here. And let me tell you, when coffee comes in these kinds of cups with whipped cream, it's gonna be terrible. After breakfast, it's time to visit the Sky Tree. It's cool because at the time we were visiting, they were having a collaboration with Jujutsu Kaisen, which would have been really cool if I liked Jujutsu Kaisen at all. And they were also celebrating, I think it's... I always have so much trouble with these Asian counters, but 50 million visitors? Yeah, they were also celebrating 50 million visitors. I've been to other observation decks in the past, most recently the one in Seattle, and I remember being kind of underwhelmed by that experience, but hitting up the Sky Tree was awesome, even if we weren't seeing the beautiful night view. It was so surreal and fascinating to see just how dense Tokyo was, all the way from high up, and it's like hard to even fathom how many people live here. I recently learned that Tokyo is the densest city on Earth, and you know what? That checks out with what I saw here. I took way too many clips of basically the exact same things, but they're all slightly different, so you can enjoy the rest of my very similar shots from Skytree. After having fun at Skytree, we intended to have lunch at this sushi place that was recommended to us by Austin's friend Erica. We actually walked by it in Tokyo Station, but we got too intimidated because everyone there looked like a local, and we're just baka gaijin, let's just say that. So we ended up going to this empty but foreigner-friendly looking place that also serves sushi. We went here mainly because we saw the iPads. We saw the iPads and we were like, we're safe here. We were able to grab coffee nearby, and actually at this place, the cashier had amazing English and complimented our hats. Okay, so the real plan for today was to hit up Tokyo Character Street, which is just like a couple of lanes within the Tokyo Station that have dedicated shops to like cute characters or cute brands. For example, we got Kirby, we got Chikawa, which is so hot right now, and personally what I was there for was Kopen-chan. I'm obsessed with Kopen-chan. I have been really trying to cut back on my impulsive consumer tendencies, so I did not go crazy on spending here like I thought I would, but I did buy a few cute items like a magnet and some chopsticks. By the way, I have seen Chiikawa a lot online and I think they're cute. I wasn't a big fan, but I went to the Chiikawa store and it was packed. And I don't know what came over me, but I decided so that I wouldn't have FOMO, I needed to go buy some Chiikawa related stuff. Most notably, I ended up getting a Hanekawa plush, and then this is so like consumerist, but they started selling like these little plastic pouches to put your plushes in. So I bought a plush and then I bought a plastic pouch to put the plush in too. There are some other cool shops on Character Street too, like the Jump Shop or the Pokemon shop. Nothing I really wanted to get there, so we just went back to the Kirby Cafe, made a few more small purchases, and also got this really cute Kirby car snack. Okay, so here is where I'm gonna take an extended no-clip audio-only break because here's what happened. After going to Character Street, we had a great time. By the way, when we went to go validate our receipts for tax-free, we got another compliment on our hats again, so let's add one to the counter right here. But anyway, we plan to go to Ginza to just do some general shopping, go to Uniqlo, go to Go, you know, the usual. Also hit up Jin's because we heard that you can get a free eye checkup and like really cheap glasses, so that's what we planned to do and that's what we did. I didn't get any footage because it was high-key just us walking and then sitting and waiting around. So I'm sorry. But that's what we were up to. Now back to where there is video clips. We took a dinner break. We had some ramen nearby that Austin found on Tabelog. And it was great. By the way, I look dead tired again, as usual. We walk a lot, and I just can't. I need to focus on surviving. Day 4 is Ghibli Museum Day. We were lucky enough to score some tickets for the Ghibli Museum, so this entire day is just dedicated to that. Quick fit check, I ended up buying some loosey-goosey pants at Uniqlo and Goo last night. I just felt like a fool wearing leggings around. Nobody in Japan wears that stuff. You look stupid. I look stupid. So I got some big pants. Okay, so we have breakfast at Anderson again. We're just gonna blow right past that. Who cares? What's fun about this morning is we just happened to notice the Ueno Station stamp. Every Japanese train station has their own unique stamp, and people make stamp collecting a whole hobby. I wanted to collect more stamps, but I kind of just forgot about it. So we're up kind of early to travel to Kichijoji. Kichijoji is a bit farther. It's about, like, I would say 45-minute train ride. And even though our appointment for the Ghibli Museum isn't until 2 p.m., we wanted to go early because we gotta grab lunch reservations. A lot of places in Japan, you come early for like a lunch ticket, like same day reservation essentially, and you come back later at your appointed time. And of course, I try to find a new coffee place to hit up every single day. This one was really cool because you go up this really tight, small spiral staircase onto the 3rd floor, and it's just like a nice, cozy cafe, and they sell obviously freshly made coffee as well as freshly made waffles if you order it. Okay, so at this point we have already gotten our lunch reservation, which I didn't show on camera, but we lined up for that. And we have already had our coffee and breakfast, so we have a couple of hours to kill until lunchtime. Austin found this little shopping center, and in the shopping center was this bookstore. I did buy a couple of books, which is kind of silly of me because I can't really read Japanese, but anyway. And this thing I'm doing right now, I'm pulling gacha. Gachapon stores are like a big attraction, I suppose. I pulled it just because, you know, all the YouTubers be talking about it all the time. But I kind of think all this stuff is just Ultra Trash Generator 3000. We walked around and did random stuff for a while, but it's finally time for lunch, our lunch appointment. We went to this place called Hikiniku Tokam, which was recommended to us by our friend Alan, and this was, I think, my favorite meal in Japan. It's basically just these grilled burger steaks. They're really tender and juicy, and they come with some awesome seasonings on the side. Side note, I have a funny story with this little lunch trip. I had understood from the waitress that rice would be served to us, but you were to grab the egg on your own. But Austin was under the impression that both the egg and the rice were self-serve. I went to check, I didn't see anywhere where you could self-serve the rice, so I was like, I think you're wrong, and he's like, no, I'm right. So I'm like, okay, then you go get the rice. So he gets up and he sees like the rice, what do you call it? Like the place where the rice is. And I had saw that earlier too, but noticed it was only workers getting rice out of it. So he like walks toward the rice, and the workers get so confused. They're like, what are you doing? And they essentially tell him that no, they get the rice for us, and Austin takes a walk of shame back to his seat. I was right! After lunch, we did wander around a bit more for a while, but finally, it's 2 p.m., our allotted time, and the Ghibli Museum unfortunately does not allow any filming or recording or photos, anything like that. But essentially what they show inside is a bunch of like process stuff. Process for how they create their animation. So they teach stuff like, oh, how frames work and how they create the illusion of movement. They showcase stuff like how each frame was colored or reused sometimes. They show the storyboards, and that stuff is really cool. At the end of our visit, we caught a 15-minute short film that's exclusive to the museum visit, and one of the worker ladies who was kind of like corralling visitors said she liked our hats, so we're gonna add one to the hat counter there. And afterwards, me and Austin visited the cafe right next door, and we had 2 workers there say they liked our hats. So overall, from the Ghibli Museum, that's 3 hat compliments. Big day for the hats today. We finished our museum visit and it was still a little bit too early for dinner, so we just headed back took a break, took a nap, and for dinner we went to a nearby grilled meat place. We like foreigner-friendly places, but I feel like this place was too foreigner-friendly. The waiter, waitresses spoke perfect English. Everyone there was a foreigner, and I just felt kind of soured by the fact that like, okay, this is like, we're like back at home. And then ironically, we followed that up with Nana's green tea, which you can find in America. Anyway, that's it for days 3 and 4. Sorry it took so long. I've actually been really busy with random stuff despite being unemployed. But I will catch you guys in my next vlog where I'll cover our next few days. Bye!